So basically, my son's experience, to sum it up in one word that the kids nowadays use, BMT was bruh. That's what he said. What's up, everyone? I know it's been a couple weeks since I posted. Still been getting over whatever illness has been going around, but did manage to make it out to San Antonio last week for my son's graduation from BMT. Being under the weather was, a little bit difficult, and also the traveling. Man, did we have a bitch of a time on going out there. So we were supposed to be booked on we were booked on a United flight that left at like 7:30 in the morning going to Chicago, and then Chicago to San Antonio. That didn't happen. We got there to check our bags in about an hour. I know it's not a lot of time, but the Columbus airport, which is where I live, Columbus, Ohio, is not that big, and usually you're into your gate within like 20 minutes. And I haven't flown United in a really long time, and now I know why. So I'm probably going to skip that, going forward, because not a good experience. But anyway, we got there, and there's like 200, 300 people in line with 3 employees working to check bags. So by the time we got our bags checked, of course, we missed the flight. So needless to say, was not too happy about that. I had to find an agent at a gate somewhere we actually ran all the way to our gate hoping to make the plane and missed it by like 5 minutes. So found an agent there that was willing to help us and rebooked us on an American flight going to Charlotte, and then Charlotte to San Antonio. As it turns out, the Charlotte flight was delayed as well, so they rebooked us on a Columbus to Dallas to San Antonio. We got to Dallas finally, and the flight that was going to San Antonio was delayed by 2 hours, so we spent 4 hours at the airport in Dallas. Anyway, the long and short of it is we were supposed to be there just after his coin ceremony, the Airman's coin ceremony, after the Airman's run on the Wednesday, around 12:30, 1 o'clock, so we could at least spend the afternoon with him. They had to be back by 8. We got there to the Airbnb by Lackland Air Force Base at around 7:05 p.m. So we got to see him for about a half an hour, 40 minutes before we got a lift to take him back, because he had to be there by 8. And it didn't have clear instructions on where to drop him off, so it ended up being kind of a snafu there as well. Dropped him off at a gate that he wasn't familiar with or how to get back, so he ended up flagging someone down. We got him there at 7:56, which we probably should have left earlier. And he flagged someone down. They took him over to the PFC, I think it's called, and he made it back 6 minutes late. So anyway, and then again, they take their phones again that night, so we had no message from him and no idea what was going to happen. And I guess after they discussed it, they decided that he would just get 1 hour knocked off of his base pass the next day. So instead of being back at 6 p.m., he had to be back at 5 p.m. So after graduation, we were able to, see him and hang out with him on base for the whole afternoon until about 5 p.m. And then, Friday and Saturday, we just took some time. Friday morning, he left early to go to his next base for technical school. And so we didn't get to see him anymore after that. But we did get to, go around and see some of San Antonio, saw the Alamo, saw the River Walk, got some really great barbecue, and got to see some of the sights here, got some cool pictures. So yeah, all in all, it was a pretty good experience. Traveling was, awful. Again, this takes the cake here. So one of our tickets, there were 4 of us traveling together from Columbus to San Antonio. On the way back, we had San Antonio to Houston, Houston to Columbus. In the midst of changing one of our group's tickets, they deleted the return flight for them completely. So there was no flight for them to check into. Yeah. So spent 4.5 hours on hold with United and an American, because they kept telling us to call American. American would tell us to call United. 4.5 hours on hold. Finally just got a lift to the airport and saw an agent there, that agent was actually great. He did a really great job. It took him like 20, 30 minutes to get the whole thing fixed. So I definitely don't recommend United Airlines. Stay away. What a bad experience that was. But I'm going to take a minute just to show you a little bit of the Airman's Run. I'm not going to watch the Airman's Run we might watch most of, because it's only 6 minutes, 36 seconds. But the graduation ceremony, I'll skip through parts of that just so you can see kind of what it was like. We didn't get to see the Airman's Run, and we didn't get to see the coin ceremony. So unfortunately, this is what I have, but I saved it on YouTube. This is their actual training squadron, the 331st from last week. So I'll play a little bit of it. and I'll skip through some of them. This is just showing. We'll get to see them run in here. That's my son there, this one. So basically, from what I understand, they do this, I don't know if it's a 2 or 3 mile run that they do in here, and then they have a coin ceremony, I believe. I don't know if they changed after that. Let's see. This is just the Airman's Run. Maybe it's not the coin ceremony. So yeah, it just looks like they do their run. They come in, they run around. They did do a coin ceremony. I don't know if I have that video or not, but the other one that I had was from the actual graduation itself. I will, again, skip through some of this as well. It's 41 minutes long. I'll leave links to both of these if you want to watch them in their entirety. But the ceremony was pretty good. It was about 30 minutes long. They recorded some before of it, and my son was actually he had played a musical instrument in school, so he said the first night that they got there, they got him off the bus and they said, "This is your first test of integrity. Who here has played a musical instrument?" You raise your hand, they segregate you off to the side, and that's the flight that he was in. So he played saxophone though, and they put him on cymbals, but I guess knowing music is knowing music. So they put him on cymbals, and he was, with the band group here. So
my name's Colonel Jeff Pixley. I'm the commander of basic military training. Thank you for joining the United States Air Force. Thank you for raising your hand and promising to give of yourself, to sacrifice, to do something that most Americans never do. You probably want to know how to be successful in basic military training. Fight for yourself. Don't give up on yourself. And when you're about to, work with each other. Lean on each other, because you'll be successful when you are a team.
Remember why you are here. Remember those people that came before you. Everything that you do needs to come with a passion and a vigor that is unmatched.
When you leave basic military training, you're going to understand how to wear the uniform. You're going to understand what it is to live by the core values.
I hate to pause it there because his speech is really good, but speaking of wearing the uniform, one thing I didn't realize, and I don't know if my son realized either when he got there, was they assign you these uniforms and they make you pay for them. That comes out of your paycheck. And I guess they do give you a clothing allowance, but it's annually after that for maintenance and maybe purchasing new ones or whatever. I think you have to pay for the original ones, and I don't remember how much he said they were, but they were in the hundreds of dollars. So I thought that was, that's kind of chintzy of the government. Like, we spend all this money, like, it's kind of ridiculous that you make these young people, or anyone, it doesn't have to be a young person joining the military. You can be up to, I think, 40 or something, but still, to make these people who are E1s and brand new in here enlisted and making them pay, and they don't make that much money to begin with. But I guess if you look at the flip side of that, the counter argument, they do get, you know, while they're there, free training, free housing, free food. So having to pay a little bit of something for your uniform is probably not that bad. All in all, I don't know. I just think it's a little bit chintzy of the government to do that. And to just like give you like, maybe at the end, after we watch some of this, I'll tell you what my son's thoughts were on basic. You know, I asked him, I should have taken some video of him, but I doubt very seriously he would have liked me to post it on, you know, YouTube. So we'll see. But anyway, I'll continue with this.
And you know the value of your teammates. If you live up to my expectations, you'll be here.
That's the
7 weeks
coin
from
ceremony.
today, and you'll be about to graduate.
At this time, we'd like to take a moment to inform you of the specific flight locations on the parade field, as viewed from the bleachers from your left to right. Flight 040, led by Staff Sergeant Kirk Johnson.
And I'll fast forward through some of this.
Fellow airmen, as they take another
We can listen to a speech.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the invocation given by Chaplain Lee.
Oh, this is the invocation. That's not it.
Well, what it means.
Stephanie. Our Commander of Airmen is Technical Sergeant Zachary Huey. Colonel Mills will review today's ceremony.
Give you a good view once they pan across him here. But I'm definitely not going to show this whole thing because it's super long. And so they do this, and then they I don't know if it's the commander or the general that gives a speech, but he gives a speech a little bit, and then basically they do. Actually, that's my son right there again.
Training instructor trainer.
Right here playing the cymbals.
Hometown, Cibolo, Texas.
So they do this, and they do like a march around, and then once they're done, they release them. And because my son was in the band, they went off to a different area and had to put their instruments away. So we walked over that way and met up with them. This is the guy giving the speech here. It was pretty good. You know, nothing to write home about. It was good though. It was inspirational and, you know, thankful and appreciative and all that stuff. But they get done. So basically, my son's experience, you know, to sum it up in one word that the kids nowadays use. BMT was BRUH. That's what he said. So there were a lot of BRUH moments, a lot of talking loudly to, which is what they call yelling at them. A lot of pushing Texas, which is what they call push-ups. But overall, I think the experience was good for him. I think he learned a lot, and he made a lot of friends. Like, we couldn't go anywhere without someone saying his last name and him saying their last name, and like them congratulating each other. So the camaraderie was great. I think the friends that he made there will, you know, definitely be people that he remembers for the rest of his life, and it's an experience that he'll remember for the rest of his life. And you know, tech school is another thing. He's going to be there for quite a while. This tech school, I think it's about 6 months, and then I think in a couple of weeks he'll find out where he's going to be stationed for his first orders. And he also decided not to do Exodus. Exodus is a thing you can do, I guess, around the holidays if you're at tech school. Like, his classes haven't started yet. They won't start until January. But he decided he wanted to save his leave time until after tech school was over. And also flights around Christmas to come back to Columbus were, I don't know, $1,000, $1,500, $2,000, something like that. So he's just going to stay there and do details and whatever else they tell him to do, you know, over the next couple of weeks. And then he'll start his actual classes, you know, sometime early in January. All in all, though, I think it was a really well put on ceremony by the Air Force. I think they did a great job. Everyone who spoke did a great job. The graduates did a great job. So really proud of all of them, and thanked as many as I could for their service. So yeah, that's it. I guess I'll go. We're running a little bit long. How long are we at right now? 15 minutes. Wow, that's pretty long for one of my videos, but I'll leave the links down below if you want to watch these in their entirety to kind of get an idea of what goes on. And yeah, that's it for today. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Much appreciated. That's it. Peace.